My screen is visible to you guys?
No, sir.
Just give a second. Let's see. I think now,
Yes, sir.
yeah, it is visible. Okay, so since there was like a little difficult yesterday's class, I will just rewind the yesterday's class a little bit and then we will proceed further. Will that be fine? Okay. So I think, yeah, velocity diagrams we need to do. Yeah, so in the yesterday's class, I was discussing about the axial flow turbines and the velocity triangles related to them. So in the today's session, I'll just rewind you about those yesterday's class because of the some network connectivity issue. We have lost that class. So for that reason, I will be just discussing you about the axial flow turbines and the different types of reactions which we are going to use here. Okay, so this I have discussed, these two diagrams I have discussed with the yesterday's class. So saying that it is the inlet and outlet velocity triangles. Yes, so this is the below is the combined velocity triangles. So this I have discussed in the yesterday's class. Now in the today's session I'll be discussing about the velocity. Actually this also have been done in the yesterday's session, but due to like the connectivity problem we have lost this. So I quickly go through this different velocity diagrams for different values of r. So like we have in the like in the last slide only we can see that, just a second, we can see a statement that the degree of reaction can be positive, 0 or negative. Just a second, I guess it is here. Yeah, here in this statement, we just check this statement here. Here they are saying that the values of r can be, or the degree of reaction can be negative, 0 or positive depending on the magnitudes of velocity components. Okay, so based on the different magnitudes of velocity components, the degree of reaction can be positive, 0 or negative. That is possible here. So for that reason, now we are taking, and I request you by the sidewise. So I want you to just take a down, take just a second. I will just show you one format here. I will just show one format. Using that format here, you can okay, so you just do this format here. In this side you just write degree of reaction, and here you write condition. This will be like a quick go through for you guys, like whenever the different degree of reaction, how the condition will change for axial flow turbines, you can go through this type of format over here. Okay, so as I go on asking you to write here, for example, here we are going to discuss 5 types of degrees of reactions. The first one is r is negative, or r is less than 0, or r is negative. So at that time what happens, that you should write the condition here. And with the second, r is positive, at that time what happens, r is greater than 0 or r is positive, what is the condition. Okay, Third, R equals to 0, that is there is no degree of reaction or impulse turbine it is. At that time, what is the condition? You just make a note of it. And then R equals to 1 and R equals to 0.5. These are the 5 conditions which we are going through, which we are discussing in this session. So meanwhile, whenever I think just note down at the end, any one of you can just show it. I will ask you to present it. So any one of you, please do the help for me. Who will do this? Can anybody help me out, because I cannot come back and write over here. That becomes difficulty. I have given you this. This is the condition. I will ask at the end to write or to project it on the thing. Anybody voluntary can help me with this? Who will do this?
Take a screenshot.
No, this I cannot. If I go back now, the screen will be lost for me. So anybody can just write it down and write the conditions. Meanwhile, whenever I say,
Yes, sir.
who will do it?
You want us to write the conditions for each term, sir? Degree of
Correct. So I will be explaining it, and meanwhile you should write these conditions there by the side.
Okay, sir.
Who will do it?
Yes, sir.
You will do it?
Yes, sir. Give me 1 minute, sir. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually, everybody has to do this, since you guys are I left it talking to you guys. Whatever you want, you do it. But if it is with everyone, it will be helpful for your quick revision. Okay. So everybody has to do this, but at least for 2 or 3 people, if you can do it, it will be helpful for me. Okay.
Yes, done, sir. Ready, sir.
Okay. Shall I start then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm just going back. I think you have taken this, and I'm just going back over here. Yeah, the first comes here when R is negative. See, whenever we say the R is negative, so we want that this term should be negative. That means what? The upper or the above thing should be negative. If the above thing is negative, 100%, and the below thing will be positive, because V1 is always greater than V2. That is in this condition for the turbines. So V1 will be greater than V2. So for that reason, this is a sum here. Whereas here, if only condition when this can be negative is, what might be the condition here? If R has to be negative, don't look at the denominator. If R has to be negative, what might be the condition? Which one has to be positive and which one has to be negative? VR2 and VR1. Which one should be greater? If my VR1
should be greater.
If this is greater than VR2, then the resulting answer will be negative, 100%. There is no complications here. If VR1 is greater, 100% my degree of reaction is negative. So for that reason, here we say that our VR1 is greater than VR2. This is the condition. You just write it, the condition as the first one. VR1 is greater than VR2. That is the condition. Yeah, VR1 is greater than VR2. Have you written the condition here? For R to be negative. Okay, so R should be negative. The condition is VR1 should be greater than VR2. Done? Okay, next. Next condition. Next, I have taken like when R is 0. So the third condition, I guess, in my table, it is the third condition. When R is 0, that is called as impulse type. So whenever we say R is 0, what are the conditions here? See, whenever we say R is 0, let us again analyze here. If R is 0, this denominator automatically becomes 0, because if this is 0, if you bring it to this side, this into complete 0, this becomes 0. So the only remaining thing is what? VR2 square minus VR1 square equal to 0. So further that becomes what? VR2 square equal to VR1 square. So basically it is VR2 equal to VR1. Am I correct? So if R is 0, automatically the denominator becomes 0, and this is equal to, this is the first condition. What is the condition here? VR1 equals to VR2. If VR1 is equals to VR2, it implies that the blade is symmetrical. The blade is symmetrical, or beta 1 equal to beta 2. What do you mean by blade is symmetrical? See here, I think you have seen such type of blades. This is called as a symmetrical blade. Okay, the entry and exit, it is bent in the same direction. So that is called as a symmetric blade. So when R is 0, that is degree of reaction is 0, that means what? There is no reaction. So if there is no reaction force, only force which is acting is impulse. So only that type of turbine is impulse turbine. In the impulse turbine, this is the case where VR1 equal to VR2 and beta 1 equal to beta 2. That is the condition. Have you written the condition?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, condition for R equal to 0, the condition is VR1 equal to VR2 and beta 1 equal to beta 2. Okay, and in that you just write it in the bracket. Blades are symmetrical here. You, after writing beta 1 equal to beta 2, just write blades are symmetrical. Blades are symmetrical. Okay. This also implies that there is no static pressure change across the rotor, because static pressure change is given by VR2 and VR1. Since they are only equal, there is no static pressure change here. Energy transfer occurs only due to change in absolute kinetic energy. So is it done, guys? So this is the second type. Next, third type is R equals to 0.5 or 50% reaction we say. So whenever we say 50% reaction, what will be the other 50%? If we say the turbine is operating on 50% reaction, so what will be the other 50%?
No reaction.
Right, no reaction. What is that term called as? If there is no reaction, if there is no reaction, then we say it is the impulse turbine. So 50% reaction means the other 50% is impulse. Okay. Now again, can anybody do the analysis over here? R equal to 0.5. Now if I say R equal to 0.5, I will just do the mathematics here. So R equal to 0.5, can I write R as 1 by 2 also? Can I do that? Yes. So now in the place of R, substitute 1 by 2. 1 by 2 equal to VR2 square minus VR1 square whole divided by V1 square minus V2 square plus VR2 square plus VR2 square minus VR1 square. Correct? So now cross multiply these two things. Okay?
Two times.
V1 square minus V2 square. Sorry. Okay. Plus VR2 square minus VR1 square equals to twice of VR2 square minus VR1 square. Correct? I have just cross multiplied it. Now bring this term to this side. At that time what it becomes? V1 square minus V2 square equal to 2 times of VR2 square.
Should be the other way around.
Why it should be other way around? Can you just elaborate it? See here, this is 1 by 2. 2 will go this side and 1 will come this side. Nah, that is how you multiply, right?
Oh, okay.
Correct or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now if this is 2 VR2 square minus VR1 square, this term bring it to that side. Yes? So if you bring this term to this side, it becomes what? 2 times of x minus x gives you x. So that is VR2 square minus VR1 square. Are you getting this? So the condition here, it will be what then? V1 square minus V2 square should be equal to VR2 square minus VR1 square. I will just give you that condition here. I will just erase it. Erase. Okay, so this is the condition here. The first condition is what? V1 square minus V2 square equal to VR2 square minus VR1 square. Okay, so further, if I want to draw this for symmetric velocity triangle, if I consider the velocity triangles are symmetrical, then what happens? This should be equal to this and this should be equal to this. So that is V1 should be equal to VR2 and V2 should be equal to VR1. Then only we can say that it is the symmetrical. Okay. So this is the symmetrical cases. And one more condition is what? Vf1 is equal to Vf2. The flow velocity at inlet and outlet will be same.
Sir?
Yeah, what happened?
Which one should I write the condition?
Condition, yeah. Condition, you write it as, first condition is that V1 square minus V2 square equal to VR2 square minus VR1 square. This is the first thing. Okay, and comma Vf1 equal to Vf2. You write this much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is it done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will go for the next then. So these velocity triangles which we have drawn here now, 100% you will get to know like in the third module, fourth module and fifth module. It is all about drawing the velocity triangles. So don't worry at the velocity triangles. They are very simple. Nothing is there in that. You can draw it very easily. I will tell you in the third, fourth and fifth module. Okay. By this week we will finish this other half of the module. So we can go for last. The fourth one is what? When R equal to 1. So when R equal to 1, that means the complete turbine, it is operating on the fully reaction. So there is no impulse here. So can anybody do analysis of this? Substitute in the place of R 1. If you substitute 1 here, 1 equal to VR2 square minus VR1 square whole divided by V1 square minus V2 square plus VR2 square minus VR1 square. Now, if I do the cross multiplication, at that time it becomes what? V1 square minus V2 square plus VR2 square minus VR1 square.
Those two will get cancelled, sir.
Yes, correct. VR2 square minus VR1 square. So these two
Yes,
will get
this term and
cancelled.
that term will cancel.
So that becomes V1 square minus V2 square equal to 1 or 0. What it becomes? 0. So V1 square equal to V2 square or V1 equals to V2. This is the condition. When R equal to 1, that is fully reaction. This is the condition. See here, why it is difficult to construct such a reaction or such a turbine is because this is actually a very nice topic here. You should understand it very nicely here. Why there, like actually there is no such turbine do exist here, like 100% reaction. Why we say that? Because the inlet velocity and the outlet velocity has to be same here. Are you understanding? So basically what is the kinetic energy is given by? Change in kinetic energy is given by? Change in kinetic energy is given by half mv1 square minus half mv2 square. Correct? Yes or no? Now
Yes,
V1
correct.
is equals to V2. That means what? Half mv square minus half mv square. So that becomes what? 0. So that means there is no change in kinetic energy. There is no change in kinetic energy when the fluid flows through the turbine. So why then also turbine is rotating? Only because of the pressure energy. Only because of the pressure energy the turbine is rotating. Where this principle is evolved, where this principle is available in the sprinkler which you have seen. The sprinkler you have seen now, like in the diagram I have shown you, the sprinkler. In this sprinkler, only the pressure energy. So whenever this goes out, it gives the pressure back. It gives the pressure back. Therefore, it makes a rotation. Are you understanding this? Are you understanding the analysis, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So therefore it is very difficult to construct the fully reaction turbine because we have to construct it without changing its kinetic energy. Without the spent of kinetic energy, we have to construct a turbine. So do you think it is feasible? Can we do it? Can we achieve this? Only there should be change in pressure energy, no change in
Yes,
kinetic
sir.
energy. So that is a little difficult, or we can say it is not efficient. We can use this term instead of saying little difficult. The turbine, though we can create it, it will not be efficient because it only rotates with the help of pressure energy. Are you understanding this? So this is the fully reaction case. I'll just erase this. Anybody is taking it, please, you are taking, if you are something taking down, you please let me know because I will be erasing it.
One minute, sir. 1 minute, sir. What's the condition for R is equal to 1?
Yeah, R equal to 1, the condition is V1 equal to V2.
That's all, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the condition here. Yeah. So next is this. When R is greater than 1. So if R is greater than 1, if what has to be, R is to be greater than 1. So this has to be greater than this. So if you bring that, V1 square minus V2 square plus VR2 square minus VR1 square is greater than VR2 square minus VR1 square. So bring this to this side, it will get cancelled off. So V1 square minus V2 square should be greater than 0, or whenever we transfer the things, the sign will change. V2 should be greater than V1. This you know, right? For inequality, solving the inequalities, you know, right? Whenever there is a positive or negative terms, if you shift it, the sign will get changed. You know that's right? Basics of mathematics, inequalities. You know or you don't know?
Yes, sir. We
Yes,
know, sir.
we know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the V2 is greater than V1. So condition, when R is greater than 1, condition you write it, V2 is greater than V1. I think I have changed some condition now. This condition I have not taken, I had not given, I guess. Yes. So what are the conditions which is left out condition for me now? That you change to this. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This condition is there.
I think you gave R is greater than 0 instead of this, sir.
Okay. You take that R is greater than 1 then. Instead of R is greater than 0, you take R as greater than 1. Okay. Is this fine, guys? Okay, fine. So who has written it? Can you share it? Or should I give the permission to share? Who has written it? Can I ask you?
Hello.
Huh?
Sir?
Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir,
Yeah, Jonathan, tell me.
R is greater than 0 is there in the other photo which you sent me. I mean, which you showed me.
Yeah,
But you
correct.
don't
You
have a
make it as
condition.
R is greater than 1. Instead of R is greater than 0, you make it as R is greater than 1. Will that be fine?
What's the condition for that, sir?
Condition for that is, I just showed you now. V2 is greater than V1. V2 is greater than V1. Yeah.
Okay.
Who has written
Yes,
it? Who has written it? Can anybody?
I'm sharing, sir.
Yeah. Jonathan is sharing it. It's not clear, Johnny.
So network, I think so, sir.
You do one thing, Johnny. You just take a pic of this and share it in the group. Will that be fine? Yeah,
Okay,
it's
sir.
clear. Huh? Just take a pic of this and share it in the group. That will be okay, I guess. Okay, so okay. Next, I will start with so these are the degrees of reactions. So next, coming to maximum utilization factor for impulse turbine. So for the maximum utilization factor, the first thing is V2 should be minimum. So what is, again I'm revising you the utilization factor concept here. So where it went, yeah. So maximum utilization factor is what? Work done by total available work done plus losses. Okay, total available energy. Work done by total available energy. So total available energy is included with losses also. What is this losses? Basically, it is V2 square by 2, I guess, correct. V2 square by 2. So this is the loss in kinetic energy. So for the maximum utilization factor, if this has to be maximum, the losses has to be minimum. Yes or no? So the value of V2 should be minimum. That is the first case here. It is apparent that V2 is having minimum value, then it is axial or radial. If V2 is minimum, then it has to be axial or radial. So fill velocity is 0 at the exit. If V2 is minimum, or if V2 equal, what do you mean by this? V2 is axial or radial, that means V2 equal to Vf2. That is the meaning here. When V2 equal to Vf2, my alpha 2 will be 90 degree. How many of you are not understanding this? Shall I explain it in a better way? See here, this is the exit velocity triangle, how it looks like. So this is V2, this is Vw2, this is Vf2. Okay, are you understanding this at least?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Guys, are you understanding this at least?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if this is V2, this will be my alpha 2. Correct? I am resolving it here. That's very simple. This is the V2 absolute kinetic energy at outlet. So I am resolving this V2 into horizontal and vertical components. Can I do this or no? I am resolving this as V2 cos alpha 2 and V2 sin alpha 2. Yes or no, guys? Can I do this or no?
No.
Who is this? Nonsense. Who is this nonsense? Why I cannot do it, man? Okay, tell me why I cannot do it.
Sir, I can't see your screen, sir. Hello. Hello, hello.
I'm hearing you. Can you see my screen now?
Nothing seen, sir.
Huh?
Unpin it.
Unpin, no?
Unpin.
Can you share? Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I can.
Yes, sir. Now we can, sir.
Now
Yes, sir. We can see.
you can.
Yes, sir. Completely.
Can you see it?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Animation.
fine. Okay, fine.
Yes, sir, you can see.
Fine. Okay. So now I am talking about the utilization factor, that the utilization factor is given by total energy converted into work done by the total available energy, that is work done plus losses. Okay, so work done plus V2 square by 2. Okay, so the first condition is what? For the maximum utilization factor, value of V2 should be minimum. So value of V2 should be minimum means what? This, if this is minimum, our utilization factor will be maximum. That is my first case. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Are you understanding this or no first?
Yes, sir. Sir, too much noise, sir.
Yeah. Now,
Sir, equal.
No, sir. If all of them turn the mics on, there's a lot of disturbance.
okay. So switch off your mics, guys. Okay. So for the utilization
Okay, sir.
factor, for the utilization factor to be maximum, our losses should be minimum. So that is the first case. The second one, if I say that this has to be minimum, if I say the V2 has to be minimum, then we are assuming the value of V2 to be axial or radial. What does that mean? So for example, let us say this is my V2, okay, and this is the alpha 2. Now resolve this. If I resolve this, this becomes V2 cos alpha 2, that is equal to VW2. Yes, and this becomes V2 sin alpha 2, that becomes VF2. Is this clear first?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, so this is VW2 and this is VF2. Now, what does this mean here? If V2 is minimum means I am reducing this V2 in this opposite direction. I am just reducing it. If I am reducing, and when it will be minimum or 0, that time V2 will be equal to VF2. So at that time, alpha 2, my alpha 2 will be equal to 90 degree. Yes, if my alpha 2 is 90 degree, then what happens to VW2? Cos 90. What is cos 90 value?
0.
0. So my VW2 becomes 0. Wheel velocity becomes 0. That is how we can minimize the V2. Yeah, understood. So that is how we can minimize the V2. Are you understanding this first? Okay, so this is the velocity triangle here. Pointer option is okay. So this is the velocity triangles which we get here. See, you can see here. This is V2 equal to VF2. And alpha 2 is 90 degree. Okay, so this is how it looks. So we have the utilization factor is given by epsilon equal to V1 square minus V2 square by V1 square minus. This is the thing which we get it from the relation between utilization factor and degree of reaction, R V2 square. So we know that V2 equal to V1 sin alpha 1. So substituting that, we get V1 square minus V1 square sin square alpha 1, V1 square minus R V1 square sin square alpha 1. How can we say that? See here. Or I should explain. Leave. You understand by yourself. Are you getting it? How can we say this?
Sir, we can hear.
Huh?
Hello.
I'm listening. Tell me. So this is V1. This is alpha 1. So now resolve this. So this becomes my V1 sin alpha 1. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is my V1 cos alpha 1. Leave this. So what is this V1 sin alpha 1? V1 sin alpha 1 is equals to V2.
V2. Yes, sir.
So from that we are getting it V2 equal to V1 sin alpha 1. Understanding this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, or no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so V2 equal to V1 sin alpha 1. Substitute in this case V1 square sin square alpha 1, V1 square sin square alpha 1. So take V1 outside. That becomes 1 minus sin square alpha 1 by 1 minus sin square 1 minus R sin square alpha 1. So now this is remaining. What is 1 minus sin square alpha 1?
Cos square.
Good, very good. Cos square alpha 1. So this becomes 1 minus R sin square alpha 1. So epsilon is absolute maximum and equal to unity when alpha 1 equal to 0. So when we say when epsilon is absolute maximum and equal to unity, when alpha 1 equal to 0, v2 equal to v1 sine alpha 1. So v1 sine alpha 1, this becomes 0. So results in zero angle turbine. What do you mean by this statement here? Can
R
anyone
equal
explain?
zero angle turbine.
Huh?
Axial.
If it has to be maximum, maximum means what? 1. Whenever we say something is maximum, when it reaches 100%, it becomes maximum. So if I say this is 1, so that becomes what? 1 minus r sin square alpha 1 cos square alpha 1. So cos square, this should be equal to 1 now. So now 1 minus r sin square alpha 1.
So y should be equal to 1, sir.
Maximum condition 100%. So 100% is maximum, right?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which is the maximum? If I say something is 100%, then it is maximum. We are maximizing the thing. So 100% in terms of fraction, how can we write it?
1.
1. So I am expressing it as 1. So epsilon is absolute maximum and equal to unity. When alpha 1 equal to 0. Tell what happened? Okay. So when alpha 1 is 0, see here, we can say when alpha 1 is 90 degree. See, two things are there. One is 0, the other one is 90 degree. So since in the numerator there is cos term, if this becomes 90 degree, the whole term becomes minimum. That is, it reaches 0. Now we have to maximum means what? This has to be 90 degree. If this has to be, 0 degree. If cos 0 is maximum, what is the value of cos 0?
1.
1, sir. Cos
1.
0 is 1.
Cos 0 is 1. So for that reason, our alpha 1 should be equal to 0. If my alpha 1 is 0, at that time what we can say? We know that v2 equal to v1 sine alpha 1. So v1 sine 0, that is 0. So v2 equal to 0 angle 0. Then it will say 0 angle.
Sir, but V2 is equal to V1, no, sir.
No. v2 equal to v1 sine alpha 1. It is not equal to directly v1. v2 is v1 sine alpha 1.
So it is a multiple of V1 sin alpha 1.
Correct. It is v1 sine alpha 1. It's not v1 directly.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So v1 sine alpha 1 it is. So if my alpha 1 is 0 here, then it becomes maximum. So for that reason, the condition for maximum utilization factor is cos square alpha 1 equal to, this is the condition here, 0 angle turbine. Okay. So
It is impulse turbine only, no, sir. It can also be said as impulse, no, sir. If it's 0 angle turbine.
No, if V2 is 0, we cannot say it as impulse turbine. If degree of reaction is 0, then we can say it is impulse turbine. Otherwise, we cannot say it as impulse turbine here. Are you getting this?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is V2 equal to 0. So this is called as 0 angle turbine. Remember this, guys. What is 0 angle turbine? What is 0 angle turbine? If the exit velocity is 0, or if the alpha 1 is 90 degrees, correct na? No, if alpha 1 is 0, then we say it as 0 angle turbine. Are you understanding this? Okay.
So it should have a 0 angle turbine or 90 degree angle turbine, sir?
No, it is 0 angle turbine.
Okay.
By our angle is 0 only here. We are not assuming the angle. Alpha 1 is what you have assumed.
Then
Alpha
I
1 you
assumed
have
as
assumed
0.
0 or 90. You have assumed it to be 0 only, na?
Yeah, we took 0.
Yes, sir.
Cos 0.
You have
Yes, sir,
taken it
0.
0. So it is 0 angle turbine. It's not 90 degree turbine. And however, we are talking about the alpha 1. So the alpha 1 we considered it to be 0 only. So that is the case here. So for impulse turbine, again we can use this Emax equal to cos square alpha 1. Just give me a second. Sir. Sir, ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬಂದೆ ಒಂದು 5 minutes ಸರ್ ಬಂದೆ.
Time up, sir.
No.
Monday.
I'm here.
ನಾಷ್ಟ ಮಾಡು.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this is the last topic. I will finish off this and I will end the class.
Time up, sir. Time up.
Hey, useless. Go. Leave the meeting. So E equal to V1 square minus V2 square. So E max is cos square alpha 1 by 1 minus R sin square alpha 1. So at that time for R equal to 0. See here, whenever we say it is an impulse turbine, if I say that it is impulse turbine here, if I say the impulse turbine, then we are talking about R equal to 0. That implies, already it implies. So when R equal to 0, so this term becomes 0. So epsilon max becomes cos square alpha 1. That is the maximum condition for the impulse turbine. Okay. So, so cos alpha 1 equal to U plus U divided by V1. That is 2U by V1, 2 phi. Speed ratio is going by cos alpha 1. This we will see tomorrow then. Otherwise I will make hurry. Okay, till here we have completed it. Tomorrow we'll see the next remaining things. Okay.
Thank you,
Fine.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. So what about the attendance, sir?
I cannot repeat it again and again daily, guys. I told you once.